Hi everyone, I'm with Emily from the band Metric. How are you doing?
Great, really good.
So I know you and Metric have been like a band for ages, you've been together for a long time, haven't you? But for those who don't know you, how did you form and meet and everything?
Well, it's about 6 years that we've been together. Jimmy and I are from Canada, from Toronto. We moved to New York, and we met Josh and Jules, who moved to New York from Texas as well. So it's the American-Canadian band. And yeah, we've played and lived in so many cities. We lived in New York for a while, we all moved to Los Angeles for a while, went up to Toronto, and just basically made a life out of being friends. It's pretty good, hard to complain.
Yeah.
Watch out, Cupid stuck me with a sickness. Pull your little arrows out and let me live my life. You better watch out, Cupid stuck me with a sickness. Pull your little arrows out, let me live my life. The one.
So you just released Your Young Fantasies. How was the reception for you so far?
Oh, it's been so good. We're really happy because we took our time to make this record, and we had to go through quite a bit of wrangling. We made a decision after speaking with all these major labels and looking at all these options of what to do to put the record out ourselves, which meant putting together this like worldwide network of people. It still ends up being as much staff as we would have if we'd done a conventional record deal, but there's a lot of setup, right? And we self-finance the whole thing with everything that we've earned through our previous records, and built our own studio in Toronto. It's this like massive undertaking. So you can imagine we were quite scared, because the whole music industry is saying like, no one buys records anymore, and we're like, ah, you know. But that's what we just made, and amazingly, in the first 2.5 weeks, it went gold in Canada, and we've already shipped more copies to the United States of this record in the first month than we sold of the last record over 4 years.
That's amazing.
So,
That's really
as
good.
usual,
Well done.
it's so funny being in this band because we always seem to do things in an unconventional way. It's not really on purpose, but we just have a logic that makes sense to us, and people are always telling us, no, you can't do it that way. And we're always just like, but why? Your way is not working. So it's, you know, it's always a gamble and a risk, but we're really happy that people are enjoying the record, and that all the love we put into it is paying off.
That's really good. So
Yeah.
it worked, so it's worth it.
Well, so far, I mean,
Yeah.
I always like to say, you know, we can still completely screw it up.
Lead all the blondes of fantasies, and we looked at them all in ways. You said, look at me, I looked away, and you wrote the song I wanna play. I'll write you harmony and C. Everybody just wants more love. Everybody just wants to play the lead. Everybody just wants more love. Everybody just wants to play the lead.
What bands and artists were you listening to at the time of writing your latest record?
Well, actually, I made a point of leaving behind everything to write this record. I went to Argentina, actually. I've never been there. I went to Buenos Aires just because I had a friend say that it was, you know, an amazing place, and I found an apartment with this beautiful Steinway piano, and there's like incredible architecture in that city, like French architecture in some parts of the city. So I just found this apartment, went there, I didn't know anyone, and completely erased the palette of like cool bands, indie bands, Pitchfork, like all of this. I was just like, I don't care. I don't feel like regurgitating any of that or repeating myself with the record I just made, and just lived and met people and ended up writing fantasies there. So it was really free of influences. I think people were afraid I was going to come back with a tango record, but luckily I didn't, and everything's okay.
It was really hard to see everything behind and
It
not listen to all
was
the music and stuff.
really scary.
Yeah.
It was the scariest thing I ever did because, you know, touring is difficult. It's a lot of travel, but I have people like I'm surrounded by people looking after me the whole time. So you do get disconnected from just basic things of like getting yourself to the airport and wrangling yourself and getting your luggage and going and dealing with life, like real life again. And I really felt like that's where the good stuff is, even though we all get sick of the mundane. It's like that's where real inspiration comes from, I think. And you can get carried away with like living in some sort of fantasy, to use the word, but it's...
Is that what it's named after?
Well, it's sort of a combination of ideas. It's one of those words that has multiple meanings, you know, so... But yeah, I was really scared though, and grateful that I met such amazing people right away. So.
Thank you very much, and good luck with everything.
My pleasure, thanks.
See you at Reading and Leeds.
Sounds good, thank you.